Hello. All right. Hey guys, welcome back. Welcome back to the second tutorial on rational numbers. And the first tutorial, we studied what are rational numbers. Why do we need rational numbers? Are all fractions rational? Are all decimals rational? And under decimals, we discovered that no, all decimals are not rational. So basically, um, the ones which are not rational, they're called irrational numbers. Yeah, just the opposite of a word in English. Currently, I'm not covering it. I think we're supposed to cover it later when I do cover class 8 syllabus. Then we talked about positive and negative rational numbers. The only addition here which was to the negative rational numbers were the negative fractions, okay? And then standard form. So this is all what we did. If you have missed this video, please go to my channel and look up in grade 7 equivalent. I have created a playlist and you will also see part 1 of rational numbers. And I think what really is important is why we need rational numbers. That bit is really important. Why rational numbers are there, first of all. What is the reason for their existence? I hope it will excite you. And today we are going to learn comparison of rational numbers. Very easy. Like how we learn to compare fractions. We will learn comparison of rational numbers. Then we'll learn number of rational numbers between any two rational numbers. Okay, how many rational numbers are there? And then the basic ops on rational numbers, how to add, subtract, divide, multiply. No rocket science, fairly easy, and I hope to finish in less than 10 minutes. So keep up the pace with me. Now we start with, were we supposed to start with comparison? Yes, we were supposed to start. See, the only difference in rational, we have learned how to compare fractions, right? Fractions are basically a by b or p by q. Rational numbers are, now I am defining rational numbers, are p by q, where p, q are both integers and q is not equal to 0, right? And therefore for all the rational numbers which are there, I can express it in forms of a fraction, right? I can express it in form of a fraction and then I can compare it like a fraction, correct? And if you remember, there were two methods for comparison of fractions. Either we standardize their denominators or we standardize their numerators, right? Let's take an example, 4 by 7, 2 by 9. If I have to compare, what I will do is that I will take the LCM of denominators. Here in this case is 63, and then I will create equivalent fractions so that the denominators are same and therefore the comparison is easier. So I will do 4 into 9 and 7 into 9. By now my assumption is that these calculations are very easy and you are understanding why I am multiplying by 9 here, because the LCM is 63, okay, and 9 sevens is 63, okay. So my goal is to create the denominator as 63 and this is 9 fours are 36. So my first fraction is 36 by 63. Similarly, my second fraction 2 by 9 is basically 14 by 63. So I easily understand that 4 by 7 is greater than 2 by 9. Any rocket science? No, there is none. So now here what we have done is that we have compared two positive fraction. Now the same thing, if it was minus 4 by 7 and minus 2 by 9, okay, or if it was 4 by minus 7 and 2 by minus, or minus 2 by 9. So first of all, whenever you get a negative rational numbers, we will represent it in a standard form, which I have done here. I have brought the numerator to minus, so minus 4 by 7 is equal to 4 by minus 7 is equal to minus of 4 by 7. Simple, right? That's the meaning of a negative rational number. So let's assume that now we are to compare two negative rational numbers. What we will do? Now we know that in the negative rational number, on the negative side of the number line, we have learnt this, that the farther we move away from 0, like numerically the number will be less in value, right? So if 3 is larger than 2 otherwise, so minus 3 will be smaller in value than minus 2, yeah, because, and we discussed this under integers. So if you wish to go back to this concept, I will strongly recommend that you go to my chapter on integers, okay, and you will understand that in detail. So if I have to compare two negative rational numbers, what do I do? See, first of all, for a moment I assume that there is no negative, okay, so I will simply compare 4 by 7 and 2 by 9, in which I find out that 4 by 7 is larger than 2 by 9, but my actual comparison is minus 4 by 7, okay, and then minus 2 by 9, and therefore here what the comparison is, here the comparison will be opposite. So minus 4 by 7 will be less than minus 2 by 9 using the same principles, okay, of integers, because value on the negative side, the larger the numerical value of a negative rational number is, actually in value it is smaller, okay. Now the third case is where a negative rational number is compared with a positive rational number. In that case, do we even need to do any maths? Let's say there is a negative rational number of minus 11 by 289 and another rational number of 1 by 1132. Do we need to do any math? No. Negative as it is, it will be smaller because this is positive. We only need to do math when both are positive or when both are negative. So I hope it is clear, comparison of rational numbers. Now let's see rational numbers between two rational numbers. Again it is very easy. Let's draw the number line. This is 0, this is 1. Both of them are rational numbers. Both 0 and 1 is rational numbers. So let's start with that. Why to complicate issues so much? So my first rational number is 0 and my second rational number is 1. For the purpose of this illustration, I have to find out how many rational numbers are there between these two. See, one line answer is infinity. Now you will ask me how, and I will tell you how. If I put a compass here, okay, and I cut an arc which basically divides this line segment. Remember how did we learn how to do perpendicular bisectors? This value will be what? 1 by 2. So that's geometrically I am just dividing this part between 0 to 1. So I get 1 by 2. Mathematical way of doing it is 0 plus 1 by 2 and I get 1 by 2. So basically I find out the average of two rational numbers, right? And we have learned under averages, if you remember, that the average of two numbers is always greater than the smaller number and smaller than the larger number, right? That's how the average is calculated. If you have not seen even that concept, just go to where I have explained averages, means, I think it is under data or statistics in class 6th tutorials. So go there and you will see. So I found out one between 0 to 1, which is 1 by 2. Now I can find one between 0 and half also, that will be 1 by 4 using the same principles. I can find one between 1 by 2 and 1 also, which will be using the same principles. So I'm just averaging, taking average and finding the midpoint number. There are others also. Right now I am only finding numbers which are equally divided between the two rational numbers between which we are trying to find. So for here it will be 3 by 4. So I've already found out three numbers, 1 by 4, 1 by 2, 3 by 4. Now I can find one more between 1 by 4 and 1 by 2, right? That will be, I think, that will be 3 by 8, right? That will be 3 by 8 between 1 by 4 and 1 by 2. If I take an average of 1 by 4 and 1 by 2, let's just quickly see so that we are not wrong. What am I doing? Oh yeah, so that's 3 by 4 and then I have to, this is the sum. So this is the sum and then I have to divide it by 2. So basically 3 by 8, right? I was right. 3 by 8. So basically, obviously, I am, here it will be 5 by 8 because now I am dividing this whole piece into 8 equal parts, right? And then I can continue to divide in 16, 32, so on and so forth. I can also choose to divide it in 3 equal parts and then take the midpoint and midpoint and midpoint. So, and I will continue to get numbers between 0 and 1. and you can continue all night, all life, and you will never stop. So that gives us, what does it tell us? It tells us that between any two rational numbers, basically, we can find out infinite number of rational numbers. That's what it tells us. Yeah, and the easiest way basically to find out rational numbers between two is to take the average. Now add, subtract, divide, multiply. Rational numbers are what? First of all, let's understand. They are natural numbers, right? They are whole numbers, right? They are integers, right? They are fractions, right? There are two kinds of decimals, right? What are those kinds? One is finite decimal or definite decimal, right? So these are the decimals equivalent to the fractions where you can completely divide, or you can complete the division. So if I divide 1 by 2, I get 0.5. If I divide 1 by 4, I get 0.25. Like, there is no remainder after a while. So those are finite. So those decimals are rational. Now there is another kind of decimal which is rational, which is recurring, infinite but recurring decimal. Decimals like 1 by 3 equivalent, which is 0.33333, 2 by 3 equivalent, which is 0.666666, right? So on and so forth. There are many. These are all rational numbers. And then obviously the moment we said integers, so natural numbers and their negative values also, and in rational numbers fractions and then their negative values also, and then decimals and then their negative values also. So for negative values, we basically will follow the principle of integers, addition, subtraction. So let's start with two positive rational numbers, 2 by 3 plus 2 by 3, right? These both of them, or let's say 2 by 3, or let me take another one, so that let me take 2 by 3 plus 4 by 7. Okay, happens to be my favorite, these. So what do I get? I basically get 26 by 21. Yeah, that's the number I get. Both of them are positive, no problem. Both of them are positive fractions. I do that. Let's say one of them is positive and one of them is negative, so I write it like that. The same I can also write it as 2 by 3 plus minus of 4 by 7, right? So this is basically addition of one positive rational number with a negative rational number, and when I open the bracket, it basically becomes 2 by 3 minus 4 by 7. We have seen that already, in integers, and then we just subtract like fractions. So simple. I'm not going to do a fraction subtraction for you guys, assuming that you will know this, right, if we are studying rational numbers. Now let's do, yeah, let's say minus 2 by 3, and then I have to add a positive rational number to it. So minus 2 by 3 will be like that, and then it will be 4 by 7, and basically that will be 4 by 7 minus 2 by 3, and then you can complete it. So that is also simple. Now let's remove all of this, and let's say I am adding two negative rational numbers. So minus 2 by 3 plus minus 4 by 7, right? Minus 2 by 3, this will open as minus 4 by 7, and then basically I will do 21, this will be minus 14, and this will be minus 12. It will be minus 26 by 21. As simple as it gets, no problems whatsoever. Now I will do in subtraction also, you can, but the main is subtracting a negative from a negative, or it could be a positive also, never mind. Let's assume that both are negative for now. So it is minus 2 by 3. It will open as a plus because we are subtracting negative. If we are subtracting a positive value, it would open as a negative. But we are subtracting a negative value, which means we are adding a positive value. And all of that description we have done in integers. So go that, it's a wonderful concept. Go there and see that video. And basically it is 4 by 7 minus 2 by 3, right? And you can finish it off then. And then what do we have next? We could say that this could be a positive and this could be a negative, and then I'm subtracting. So this will just become a simple addition, because from a positive number I am subtracting a negative number. So this value is already positive. Subtracting a negative value means I'm adding something. So that's how it will be. And then you finish it. That's the answer. So that's on the subtraction addition part. I hope that it is clear to you. And now we are going to divide, multiply. It's the same thing, guys. Fractions. Don't worry too much. 2 by 3 into 4 by 7, for example. Multiply the numerator 8 by 21. It's 2 by 3 divided by 4 by 7, nothing. It's basically 2 by 3 into 7 by 4. How did we do this? Why did we do this? Let's understand very quickly. So why do we reverse? If this is the divisor, why do we reverse this, right? Okay, let me quickly refresh your memory. See, the line here is a multiplication statement which says 2 by 3 into 4 by 7 equal to 8 by 21. Now I could say that 8 by 21 divided by 4 by 7 is equal to 2 by 3. Could I say that or not? Right. Now you see that if this were to happen, what kind of operation was required here? And you will see that 7 into 4, if you do this adjustment, you will get 2 by 3. So that's how we derived that. If it comes with a negative sign, then we know what to do, right? If there are two negative signs here also, then they will cancel out. It will become positive. And we have already studied that if the number of negative signs is even, it is positive. And we studied why and how. We understood the concept of minus 1 into minus 1. If you've forgotten, we studied minus 1 into minus 1 equal to plus 1. Why and how does it happen? So I have explained this in the integers tutorial. So you go to the integer tutorial, multiplication and division of integers. In that tutorial I have explained in detail. So just take care of the negative signs, and if it is a negative sign, just so for example, if it is minus 2 by 3 into 4 by 7, it will be minus, right? Because 4 into minus 2 is minus 8. If it were minus 2 by 3 into minus 4 by 7, it will again follow the same rule. Minus 2 into minus 4 will be plus 8. As simple as, and same for division also. So that's all for rational numbers, and I hope you enjoyed it. It's rather simple. So all the best and have fun.